What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is your match preview. It's Huddersfield against Everton, Carabao Cup second round, a game that you'd expect Everton to win. I think you'll see a few rotations. I think with Richarlison, not for anything wrong, I just think he will have a rest, rightly so. I think you'll see Boyz potentially start, unless a move is in the offing for him. I think it'll be interesting to potentially see if James plays or not, because I don't think he's mentioned anything on Twitch to tell us if he's not playing or not. I think Ben Godfrey will be out of isolation now, so I'm hoping he can get some minutes because, we want these players fit. Huddersfield are currently, I think, about 8th or 9th in their league. They've got 7 points from 4 games. They've had a decent start. And, Huddersfield, literally 2 years ago, were a Premier League side. So they're not going to want to just roll over and sort of get thumped at home to Everton, especially in front of fans again. We're probably the first bigger team that they've played since COVID and since they've had fans, etc. So they'll want to put in a good performance, and I'm expecting them to come at us. They play quite an expansive brand of football, and they've got some decent footballers. Their manager today made an admission essentially saying that he really respects Rafa Benitez, and he sees Rafa Benitez as one of the best coaches in the world. And, that's a positive for Everton, that coaches look at Everton in that sense and look at us as sort of one of those staples at the Premier League, because we are. We've been in the Premier League for every single season. We've only been relegated once in our history. We've played more leagues more games in the top flight than anyone else. And I think sometimes in the Carabao Cup, it's nice to be shown a little bit of respect, because the Premier League doesn't do that. It doesn't show teams like Everton the respect that it deserves. It's got its top 6, and its top 6 aren't even a top 6 anymore, because Arsenal and Spurs I don't think are top 6 sides anymore. I think you can certainly argue that Leicester go in there, and maybe Tottenham just scrape it, but Arsenal are certainly not a top 6 side. And it's competitions like this that Everton should target, because people take the piss out of the Carabao Cup. But I'm telling you now, I would happily take a Carabao Cup as a starting point for Everton Football Club, and this could be a competition that Rafa really targets, because I don't necessarily feel that Rafa took cup competitions too seriously at Newcastle. He had success at Chelsea with them. He obviously had success at Liverpool with them. It would be nice for him to take a cup competition seriously with Everton, and I'm expecting changes. I expect Michael Keane to be dropped, and that's for several reasons. I expect Asmir Begovic to come into the side. I expect, if Nelson Konku isn't going out on loan, for him to play. I expect John Joe Kenny to come in at right back. So it gives players opportunities to put themselves in shop windows, and equally see if they can get a place in the first team for next season, because that's critical for them. So let me just go through what I think my team is. But again, this is heavily debated. I really don't know. So we go with Begovic in goal, Nelson Konku. I'm hoping Godfrey's back alongside Mason Holgate, and right back will be John Joe Kenny. Philippe Gabami, Andre Gomez and Fabian Delph maybe as a midfield 3. And then maybe go with Andros Townsend, a Moise Keane, and maybe an Anthony Gordon as your front 3. I expect changes, I really do. I don't necessarily think some of the players need a break, bar Richarlison. Richarlison definitely deserves a break as well, so I'd give him this time off. But yeah, for me, I think it's important that we go into this game, we get a decent win, we get a 2-0, 3-0 win, but our first team don't use up lots of energy. We don't want to get this going to penalties or extra time or any of that shit. We simply want to go through, win the game. I don't know about replays and things, because I don't actually spend that much time looking at the early rounds of the competitions, because I think no one really publicises it too much. I just think Everton need to go out and win the game. It's as simple as that. And if Everton do go out and win this game and win it comfortably, and it's just a confidence booster going into a potentially tough game at the weekend against Brighton, a game that Everton, again, will go into wanting to win, and the match preview for that will be on Thursday, of course. But You know, Everton don't want to lose games. We didn't last season. We started really well. We won our first 7 games straight. Now, don't get me wrong, we haven't beaten Leeds. We could have, but we didn't. No negative to that. We're still unbeaten. This is another game that you want to go unbeaten in. You want that point against Brighton, or that 3 points against Brighton. You want that win at home against Burnley. And then you are looking at games where you think, right, we move on to, say, your Aston Villas and things, and you think, right, Everton are 5 games into the Premier League, through to the next round of the Carabao Cup, in the top 4 of the league, with a manager that's a little bit more defensive at times, maybe has a little bit more structure. Every player seems to know their purpose. So what I'm saying is Huddersfield can be a real challenge, and the methodology around getting a result in this game will be crucial, because we know we can hurt teams. We just don't want to play our first team and hurt teams, if you get what I'm saying. We want to be able to rest them, and I think adding on Andros Townsend, Damari Gray and Asmir Begovic allows for that to happen a little bit more, and Calvert-Lewin doesn't necessarily need to start. Moise Kean can start, because by the looks of it, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. So he may well be an Everton player this season, which means he needs to get up to Premier League level, scoring goals, getting game time, and being an influence in the games when he's coming on. So, look, I'm all for that. I'm expecting that and wanting that. I will be going on a Huddersfield Town's fans channel in a minute, Brad. So I'll make sure that the link for that is in this video as well. So go over and check that out. But look, I'm not going to waste too much time tonight. It's a short preview. I think Everton win this game 2-0. I think it's really important we go and win this game. And yeah, I'll leave it there. If you can subscribe and like the video, that'd be fantastic. Subscribe to the channel would be super. We're going to go with super today. Would be super. Richarlison raffle, the draw's tomorrow at 7:30. Make sure you get a raffle ticket, because they're going fast. $5.99 Richarlison shirt. Make sure you get yourself a raffle ticket. But yeah, guys, leave it there. The love that you guys have shown me over the last few days has been absolutely mad. Obviously, yesterday was 14 years since the horrendous incident that occurred for Reece Jones, so we send our love and our prayers to his family. And I shared the video from Anfield, and it's really, really touching what Liverpool Football Club did that night. 13 and a bit years ago now, or 14 years ago, depending on the day. Where they played Z Cars at Anfield. It was truly touching, and I'll never forget that. So for any Liverpool fans that watch this channel, you've got a little bit of love today. Football has no rivalry when it comes to stuff like that, obviously. So, yeah, look, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to harp on too much. Big shout out to the people that got nominated for the FCA's today, Football Content Awards. Unfortunately, we didn't get nominated, guys, or we didn't get through to the nomination stage for the actual awards, which is a shame. But our friends Connor and Joe over at Just Joe and One Leeds, they both got in, which is a huge shout out to those guys. So if you can go over and vote for them, that would be great. Yeah, and I'm going to leave it there. Guys, have a good one. Peace.